Chrissy says it, so you don't have to. Welcome. It's your girl, Chrissy. I'm back with another video, and I am making this video literally right after I just got done watching Triple H's monologue of him opening up Raw. And I will advise you guys, if you haven't seen it, I would suggest you guys go back and watch the opening, because I can say everything that Triple H said when I originally watched it went over my head. And I'm saying that because I clearly was not paying attention good enough to hear the shots that was thrown. I didn't take it personally, honestly. I really didn't, because, I understand the position that he's in, but I'm still going to talk about it. Now, I can't post the clip, obviously, because, it's copyright. And that's why I stated, if you guys want to listen to it and then come back to this video so you can get further clarification, you can do that. But I just want to say that Triple H should not have done what he did on Monday Night Raw. And because he is literally feeding into what people is already saying about him. People are already saying he's an egotistical, person. He makes everything about him. He has to feel included. And I feel like, he couldn't let John Cena have his moment without airing out his grievances. Like, and that is the God honest truth. Like, I understand what he's saying about people being negative and, content creators, these people really don't matter in our world. But if you kind of think about it, if content creators didn't matter, they wouldn't be posting content creators' reactions when they want to. You know, I personally feel like that is the absolute worst thing to possibly do, when you want to pick and choose, when you want to praise something and then when you want to talk down about it. If you take a look at Triple H, brings a lot of what people say about him on himself. I really try to stay away from always saying negative things, because I do understand that people, for some reason, a lot of people cling to negativity. And that is just really what it is. People, you can post about positive things all day, but people will come when it's something that's aligning with their negative outlook on something. So that's why I said, like, I can understand where Triple H is coming from, but that don't mean that I necessarily agree, because I feel like a lot of his problems is self-inflicted. You come out there during John Cena's final time appearing in Boston, and you have to take time out from you opening up the show and addressing what people is saying about you. That is a perfect example of what people is already saying about him. Your ego is so bruised right now, because that's what I think it is. And you have to come out and show people that it's not affecting you, or it don't matter. Even in real life circumstances, when you don't care about something, you don't speak on it. If something doesn't matter to you, you don't give it life. Hunter is further giving this outlook about him very obvious. Another thing with Triple H is, for him to even include himself on the WrestleMania's posters, the marketing, everything is nonsense, which is further adding to what people is saying about him. When Vince McMahon got to a certain point, if he was not physically on the card, 9 times out of 10, he probably wasn't on the poster. And I really be trying to stay away from kind of comparing Vince and Triple H, because I do understand that it's different times, but at the same time, you are not talent, sir. Paul Heyman is actually talent. He can be on the poster. But I feel like Triple H is not a part of any storyline. He's not a part of anything what the talent is doing on TV. He is the chief content officer, and he has to insert himself in things that does not necessarily concern him. And that is why he is getting all of the slack that he's getting. I think, when you come from a different time, because Hunter does come from the old guard in a sense, you really didn't have people speaking up on things, even if it was bad. Hunter comes from, if you're going to complain about something, 9 times out of 10, you just did it at home with your friends or your family and never really made it to the internet. The ruthless aggression, the attitude era is not exempt from them having some hits and misses as well. It's just social media was not the monster that it is today for people to go and voice their opinions about the things that was happening in the attitude era. Everything that was happening in the attitude era and the ruthless aggression era, everything was not just a hit. Vince didn't hit it out of the park every time. So I think Hunter too, he still comes from that. He still wants kind of, you can complain, but don't bring your grievances to the internet in a sense, because he's used to that. He's not used to, as soon as he does something, people could go put up a video instantly and voice their opinion. And if you have people all around the world doing that, and Hunter sees it, he may not see my content or someone else's content specifically, but it's happening all around the world. So that he's hearing what people thinks about him. And I think that it's getting to him. He couldn't help but to address his issue during somebody else's moment. Because honestly, that was John Cena's moment. That was his moment. That was his time. And it had absolutely nothing to do with whatever Triple H came out there and said. And Hunter is also suffering from praise and then coming down from that praise. We've seen a lot of people, we witness their journey, we witness their evolution to the top, and we can also witness that same journey, you coming back down. And I think that's what Hunter is going through right now, honestly. I think he is literally suffering from people is not praising him like they was 2-3 years ago. People were clamoring for Hunter to take Vince's position. People were clamoring for Hunter to take the reins and take charge, because we knew even when Vince was there, a lot of the great things that was happening was because of Triple H and then what he did in NXT. So people were really behind Triple H 100%, 1,000%. People was behind him. And then, everything leading up to WrestleMania, everything with Cody, just he had a good 2 years of him really being on top. And people was praising a lot of the things that he was doing. And he welcomed that. When Hunter was being praised, you did not hear him coming out saying anything about content creators, anything what people were saying, because everything was so positive towards him. Everybody, Triple H could do no wrong at that time. But the same way you embrace that positivity, you got to kind of have that same mindset when people start calling out your faults. And that's what people are doing. Like, people are not sitting back and being quiet about what we're watching on TV. Some people is tuning off. Some people make negative videos every week. I mean, some people, it's no satisfying them. And Hunter looks at it like, well, if it's not translating into the arena, it don't matter. When I kind of stand 50-50, because the Cody movement started online and then it translated to the arena. The R-Truth situation, it started online and then it translated into the arena. So I do think that could be 50-50 sometime. Now, I will say, you can't take every negative thing to heart and run with it, because like I said, you do have some people to where they're just negative about everything. It don't matter if something was great, it was negative to them. So I do understand that, but I strongly believe that Hunter is suffering from, like I said, coming back down that high. He's coming down off that high, and people aren't buying nothing that this man is selling at this point. And it's getting to him because he's human. When you're human and you have so many people critiquing you, critiquing everything that you do, talking about you bad pretty much every day, it's going to get to you. No matter how strong your outside armor is, it's going to start to penetrate because you're human, and that gets to you. And I think that's what Hunter did. Personally, I feel like he could have said that on his own Instagram page, personally. I don't think he had to take John Cena's moment and make it about him. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. It's unfortunate that happened, but I do feel like, that could have been done somewhere else. That could have been done on his personal social media accounts, and he could have addressed it that way and been done with it. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Hunter took John Cena's moment, or do you think it was called for? You guys let me know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will check you guys later. Chrissy says it, so you don't have to. Toodles.